Hi, welcome back. This is Mike Gormley of the Mike Gormley Show, and our special guest today is Johnny Vatos. Some people call him John Hernandez, but we don't pass that around too much. But and John, of course, is from Oingo Boingo, former members. So you mentioned band not working that much, but you got gigs coming up. Do you have any to talk about besides Brazil?
Oh yeah. This is every year we have our Cinco de Mayo weekend. And in fact we're gonna be playing we'll play one of our one of our stays. We have a version of tequila that John Avila arranged in a shower one morning, and we started playing it. And Cinco de Mayo weekend we're playing the Canyon Club in Montclair, California on May 3rd, on May 4th, with the 4th being with us. We're going to be playing at the Canyon Club in Agora, and then we're going to be playing Halloween night at the uh, Cinco de Mayo. What am I saying? Halloween night. Cinco de Mayo is Halloween night to me, or to certain people that black out on Uber, but that's a whole nother story. But Sunday we're going to be playing at the Coach House down in San Juan. And then we're going to take a couple of weeks off, and we're going to Salt Lake City to Liquid Joe's. So
Ah,
that's going to be our May before we even get to Brazil.
I would Salt Lake City when Boingo was moving
Yeah.
back. This would have been, I think, early 90s, maybe late 80s. And I kept getting a phone call or a message of some sort from a promoter in Salt Lake City. And I guess prejudiced, I don't know, I thought Salt Lake City and Oingo Boingo, that can't be right. And I would just kind of push him aside. Finally, the guy convinced me, look, we'll do a date and it'll be great. So I went with you there. That was the weirdest crowd I've ever seen Boingo play to in Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
They were out of it. Not, I don't mean necessarily drugged or anything, but they were just way into the music and way into the look and everything.
Oh yeah. There's I have some close friends of mine, the Fowler brothers, a very famous musical group of families. Their father was taught at university there at Utah, had uh, an article in Downbeat magazine in the 60s growing up. So they were great jazz musicians, and they taught me all about Salt Lake. They said there's either crazy Mormons or crazy hippies, but either way, they're both crazy. And and that's what was really beautiful.
That was
Uh,
an amazing concert, and it was a
Amazing.
lot of people. I mean, it was a really good. I had to apologize to the promoter for kind of ignoring him for a while there. Like I just couldn't picture it, but it was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
We found
and
the red iguana there. Remember the red iguana?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
The Mexican place. Yeah.
yeah. But and some, I think you did a show there. I think we did a few shows with the opening act was the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Sure.
And that I remember we did Denver, but I think Salt Lake City was part of that tour. I think
Yeah.
that to me was the best combination. They opened and got everybody nuts, and then Boingo came on. It was pretty special.
The special night of that tour was in Denver when Food for Feet opened for the Chili Peppers, and the
Right,
Chili Peppers opened for Oingo Boingo.
right. Food for feet for anyone not sure was John Avila, John Hernandez, and then a non-Boingo, but a good friend of Boingo's
Yeah. Mike
was
Tovar.
Mike Tovar it was a really good, a really neat band. And I remember, I think John Avila told me the story that um, Boingo was playing, and maybe it was you, but Boingo was playing in the San Diego area, and this guy came up to them and started telling them how much he loved Food for Feet, which you didn't hear that much. And it was, and I'm blanking on his name, God, but he's shoot. Sorry, I should
It's
have
I
had that.
know he know he was. I think he was sitting with Danny. I think that was a story. He came up and was telling John how great the band was, and he was sitting with Danny.
Oh,
and
well,
Dan,
what was it? I now I've
it,
gone blank on.
it was in San Francisco. He
Ah,
he was in San Francisco, and John couldn't wait to get to rehearsal to go. He just ignored Danny. That Food for Feet was so great.
Food for Feet was great.
It was a great band.
Yeah. A trio. You're opening for the Chili Peppers, who were opening for Boingo. That was pretty cool.
A good one for me.
You know, it's talking about Danny, or the general sound of Boingo, and Danny once told me, I asked him, how do we describe the sound of Oingo Boingo? The media wasn't sure what to say, because it was so different. And he just said, look, we're a pop band. Just call us a pop band, which I never totally agreed with, but I went with it. But you actually came up with a phrase just recently about Boingo music. You said, I've got it written down here, provocative 80s ideas.
That's right.
Well, got to explain that one if you don't mind.
Well, because they were one of the things that we all kind of agreed with, that all rock and roll music has to have, is the middle finger in it. It's got to have an attitude. It's got to have a, hey, come on, buddy. And they got to have that punk attitude. And so Danny, with his great vocabulary and sense of irreverence, wrote these great songs that are like, you know, there's something inside your head, you stupid.
Yeah.
You know, just all these great lyrics. You know, what you see is what you get. What the hell did you expect, man? You know, all these songs that just keep saying it into your face.
They were not political per se. They were more social consciousness, looking at daily lives.
Yeah, they were that, and they were, well, they had, you know, Cinderella Undercover.
Yeah.
You know, we had those, and we had you know, New Generation.
What about some of the new songs for former members? Are you getting political? What are you? Because you can be political.
Well, you know, you kind of have to be now, because everyone, the IQ level has dropped so low that you're immediately swollen into another algorithm. You know, someone's mental algorithm. Oh, he's one of those. Oh, he's a drummer with a mohawk. Oh, he's one of those drummers. Oh, he's a drummer with glasses. Oh, he reads music. He's one of those. You know, everyone's ready to drop you into a pigeonhole. But yes, no, I do consider like a lot of these songs political. You know, during you know, Gray Matter.
Yeah, yeah.
During the Reagan administration, I consider a lot of these very, very kind of hard hitting songs. You know, I still do, and I think Danny gets away with it. It's really kind of do you with his little do you little lyrics and all the animated stuff, but it's pretty powerful. You know. I mean, you listen to the words to Insanity. I mean, I'm working on an arrangement of Insanity, because I'm trying to play it and convey the message a certain way. And the certain way I'm trying to do it is kind of a street preacher and street musicians, almost Eastern European thing, you know, a whole thing, because the lyric is so intense and it's so powerful, and the way you did it with Boingo was really spectacular. And I tried doing it that way, and it fell flat. There wasn't enough people, there wasn't enough rehearsal. You know, everything on a low budget now. You know, if we could have rehearsed on a soundstage for about 2 weeks, it would have been perfect.
Right.
But one rehearsal and music stands, you know, it's not gonna make it.
Yeah. You guys rehearse a lot?
Well, I try to get a couple of rehearsals before each show, just so we can get you know, 20, 30 songs ready to.
Yeah. These are busy guys. It must be difficult to pull them all together at certain times.
Really difficult. It's really difficult.
Because before you can say yes to a gig, you have to call them all.
Yeah.
And make sure they're available.
Yeah.
Do you ever have to kind of replace somebody for one gig or anything just to keep going?
Yeah, yeah, that happens. That
Yeah.
happens because Steve's really, if Danny calls,
Yeah,
we're all on
Steve's off and
we're all on
running.
We're on Danny's side. So we have a guy named Max Kuttner who subs for Steve, and then my son Freddie subs for John Avila.
That's right. That's right.
And when John one day I realized John could make a gig, and I looked at Freddie. I go, Freddie, you're gonna have to play. He goes, all right. I go, well, do you know those songs? He goes, do I know those songs?
I grew up with them.
He grew up with them. He says, I've been hearing him all my life, and he just sat down and he played them all.
That's
So,
right.
you know,
That's excellent. Well, it's a family affair on occasion.
it is. It is.
It is kind of like it's just a family after what 40 some years of playing together.
Yeah,
What else could a family be except staying together like that?
it is. I really love those guys, and
Uh,
they really put up with me growing up.
that's that's a good way of putting it. All right, we're gonna slide into another commercial and a little piece of music, and it's the Mike Gormley Show. Come on back and listen to Johnny Vatos from Oingo Boingo, former members.